Hey everybody, this is Dr. Connie. Welcome to our Mind Your Health podcast, all about autoimmunity and living your best life despite autoimmunity. So today I want to talk to you guys about the two types of autoimmune patients. And I want to talk about it because they're so similar the way it sounds. And a lot of us believe we are fighting for our health when in reality and subconsciously, we tend to fall prey to the victim, being the victim of autoimmunity. And I say this because I've been like that for so long without even recognizing for myself that that's exactly what was going on. And sometimes taking a closer look at our tendencies and the way we react to our own autoimmune cycles is key to really elevate our experience and to create the health that we want in our lives. So, there are two types of autoimmune patients: warriors with an O, those of you who would like to worry about all kinds of things, as well as warriors, like a fighter, with an A. While the two sound very, very similar, like I said, there's a stark difference between the two. And the problem is that when we're faced with chronic illness, we tend to get into worry mode, like with WORRY, where we begin to get anxious and worried about all the things that can go wrong, as well as to dwell on the worst case scenario and really mourning the loss of self, what you used to know yourself. And I was too like this, and I couldn't help but to feel like my identity was stripped away from me because of my autoimmunity, and there was nothing I can do. There was no effort that I can put forth to reverse the situation. And the truth is that no matter what you're going through in terms of severity and chronicity of autoimmunity, it doesn't help to dwell on the negative. It simply doesn't help the situation at all. But our human mind tends to get into fear about what it doesn't know and has the tendency to spin out of control in thinking about the worst thing that could happen. I contrast the two very distinct types of autoimmune patients because subconsciously, which means you're not even aware mentally, many autoimmune patients get into worrying about all the things so much so that it just becomes their way of being. The anxiety, fear, and stress causes an acidic environment in the body. It has a physiological effect that can trigger and perpetuate autoimmunity. So it's super important to be aware of this. What do I mean? Well, think about it. We constantly worry about things happening to us in the future based on the things that already happened. So reference is in the past. So we expect the things to happen now based on the two projections that we make. The one in the past, that's the worst thing that can happen based on what we know of our past. Past and future depends on your experience up to now. And so without even knowing, you're manifesting the worst thing that can happen. And it's no wonder that we keep creating the negativity. For example, if you're going through an autoimmune flare and have rashes, fatigue, and pain, which prevents you from doing your normal activities, you tend to protect or project out into the future, making subconscious, unaware assumptions about how it's going to affect your life negatively. So future plans you no longer make, and the goals that you have now take a backseat, and the relationships you are nurturing with your kids and or spouse now becomes secondary to the worry about what impacts the autoimmune flare will have on your life, when in fact it hasn't even happened. We expect the worst, and when we expect the worst, we unknowingly manifest that in our life. On the other hand, when we experience our current life with optimism and hope, we tend to expect the best and begin to shift our focus on the things that are good in our lives. So we tend to manifest what's good in our lives. The fact is that we stop trying when we worry. And autoimmune conditions can be destructive to our lives, that's for sure. And as such, we must choose to become warriors with an A, willing to fight. Because warriors are those who choose courage, willingness, and focus on what they want. And they're committed to fighting for their health and happiness versus expecting the worst thing to happen by worrying about things unnecessarily. Worry simply is not productive. So, warrior with an O, by definition, is a person who gives way to anxiety or unease, someone who allows one's mind to dwell on the difficulty or troubles. And when your mind is focused on the difficulty or the troubles, guess what? It does. Energy flows where your attention goes. So the more you pay attention to your troubles, the more it's going to perpetuate. Versus a warrior with an A is a person who shows or has shown great vigor, courage, strength, or resilience. So they're willing to fight for whatever they need with courage, no matter what, to get to the goal that they want. So how do you shift from being a warrior with an O to a warrior who fights with courage? It's simple. When you find yourself worrying about the things, you can do the following. 3 simple things that I'm going to teach you. Number 1 is to simply close your eyes and breathe. When the negativity arises, I want you to close your eyes. Just bring mindfulness to your body. And just think about where in your body you feel the tension. Where do you feel? What does this discomfort, anxiety, and worry feel like? Does it give you numbness and tingling in your hands? Does it give you aches in your heart? Does it give you palpitations in your heart that throbs really fast? Does it feel like your breath gets shallow, right? And then knowing that, being aware of it, see if you can take slow breaths in. I say start with 5 counts in, like, and holding it at the top of the inhalation, and then slowly counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as you exhale, and holding it at the bottom of the exhalation. And then repeat that over and over. And I want you to acknowledge your mind chatter, trying to drum up drama in your mind. But rather than giving into the drama, stay focused on the breath. You'll find that when you do, that you will be able to neutralize the worry and those thoughts will disappear. And when they return, do the same over and over again. This is like developing the muscle to respond differently with ease and choosing peace and calm over anxiety and worry. Okay. Second thing that is powerful is journaling. Don't worry about what you have to write down. Don't worry about what you can't spell. Whatever comes to mind, go ahead and jot them down. I call this process the brain dump. Don't think about grammar or filtering what you write down. It doesn't have to be complete sentences. Just jot down what's in your head and get it out on paper so you can see visibly on paper what's going on within you. This helps to clear your mind and realize just how much unproductive thoughts you've got going on. And this awareness allows you to neutralize the worry. So I want you to shift your attention by choosing to focus on the dog, things you love, kids, your spouse, the happiest moments of your life, right? Or even anything that you can think of like a hobby, right? And you want to be able to neutralize the worry in this way by shifting the direction, right? And the third thing is really actually choosing to do the things, like put into action when you have the worry and anxiety coming up. I want you to just simply get the dog, go for a walk, or converse with your kids, your loved ones, or go do your hobby like knitting, go practice yoga, talk with bare feet, or walk, or watch a feel-good movie to shift your direction right away. This allows you to shift your attention and focus, which diffuses the negative energy away from the worry towards neutralizing. And neutralizing is better than trying to think positive things and focus on positive affirmation and forcing your mind to like go from negative to positive, right? Because when you force your mind to go from negative to positive, it's much more difficult to do so. What you want to do is to neutralize, simply take the negativity out. When sad, you can expect to be happy. You can't expect to be happy just because you don't want to be sad, right? That doesn't work that way. We're human beings. We have feelings. So sometimes we just have to just allow them and bring our feelings to a neutral place as opposed to trying to push it towards happiness, right? This allows for patience and room for your mind to come to neutral place, which is less threatening than being in a happy place, to take productive progression towards what you want versus what you don't. So it's almost like taking baby steps and being okay with any type of forward step. With how small, it doesn't matter, but you're just going forward. While this may seem so logical, it's so hard for our minds because it's hardwired, or we are hardwired to worry. So breaking the habit of worry takes time and patience. So please allow yourself that time, right? And remember, worry with the O has a negative effect on the body to drive up inflammation. But when you focus on the solution as a worrier, your body shifts into healing mode because you have the confidence and you shift your physiology where it becomes self-empowered to do, be, and have the best options that will optimize your outcome. So yes, you can create positive states of being when you can create this positive energy from within you. Your body can't help but to get into this healing mode. So the next time you find yourself spinning in worry, do the 3 things, and I promise you'll have a whole new perspective and a whole new outlook in life. Do you want to learn more? Well, it just so happens I'm hosting a free autoimmune healing training to begin this Thursday, April 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want you to click below to sign up and join me today as you'll learn much more, as I'll share the secret ingredient that's missing in your healing journey with autoimmunity, as well as to share the 3 phases of detox that are so powerful. And finally, the blueprint. I'll give you the blueprint to shift your body from sickness to health. It's a way to finally feel in control over your health and know clearly what to do that is specific to you. Because let's face it, we have so much contradictory information today coming at us, and every expert knows what they're talking about, and every diet for every autoimmune patient, they all claim all the things, whether it be plant-based, keto, intermittent fasting, autoimmune paleo, or whatever else, whatever diet, they proclaim they're the best fit, right? And it might be for them from their experience or their theoretical knowledge, but you have to understand that there is no one size fits all to the diet. And if you don't want to be plant-based, it'll never work for you, despite the fact that it has all the benefit. Your mind won't really follow through on the plant-based diet. You know, when you tamper with food, it's an emotional thing, because food is so much more than just food. It's not just the macronutrients and the composition that we're concerned with. Food is memories. It's our identity. Sometimes it's our culture. It's our comfort. It's our connection, and it's our memories, and really it's our family too. So you have to be very careful, and you have to consider why, and you have to really slowly get your mind to buy into whatever it is that you want to do. But first, you have to be sure that that diet or that supplement or whatever else that you try, that your mind is fully on board. always aiming towards neutralization and then really tuning into your body to know exactly what your body needs is key to long-term success living with autoimmunity. Because let's face it, we all have autoimmunity and it can strike us at any given time. It doesn't give us warning signs. It doesn't give us anything, right? So we have to be staying ahead of the game, always be willing to become the warrior that we are, rather than falling prey to autoimmunity by worrying about every little thing. So I hope this helps. Click the link below. Sign up for this free autoimmune healing training. I promise it's nothing like you've heard before. I've really revamped my program to include practical tips, easy tips that you can live every day to help you get one step closer into having full control over your life so that you can live your fullest life. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you on this training. Bye for now.